Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my live WWE RAW experience from Monday. I know I very late in getting this video up, but I wanted to wait to talk about the Roman Reigns situation until I did the wrestling rundown on the CM Brothers channel, which you should check out. I uploaded it around um, 3:40 today, so make sure you guys check that out. So that's why it's taking me a while to talk about this, but still going to talk about my live RAW experience. And I gotta say, um, the probably is gonna be one of the most memorable wrestling shows I've ever been to. But let's talk about it. So normally when I do these types of videos, I kind of talk about my experience on the trip with on going and stuff like that. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Really, not a lot of story to talk about it. I really hadn't planned all that much about going to Raw on Monday. Um, Me, my cousin, and my uncle had talked about it um, Sunday night, and I just come back from seeing the new Halloween film, which I will get a review of that on my own The Talkinator YouTube channel at some point, which you should check that out. Um, but then we started talking about it like Sunday night, and then we talked about it Monday throughout the afternoon, and then we just ended up going. Um, we ended up getting a pumpkin pass, and we didn't get to the arena one time. We didn't miss any of Raw, but we missed the first match on main event, and I don't even know who was on it, um, because the GPS took us to the one pumpkin station, which, well, not even a pumpkin station. It took us. We put it into the GPS, and it took us to the wrong place. It took us like to somebody's neighborhood. It was really weird. Um, so then we had to get back on the highway, and I really wasn't that concerned though because main event's a nothing show, so I was fine with missing main event. But we did get to the arena. The parking garage actually was right next to it. It was at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, I believe that's the name of it, and that makes sense why there was a Dunkin' Donuts in there now that I think about it. And we were literally probably, I would say, not even maybe 5 minutes away from the arena. Um, and we went to the arena. We sat down in our seats. I think I only got up like we had pretty good seats too. It was around the same. I'm gonna post the pictures on Facebook, but it was around the same type of seats I had from the Monday Night Raw before Extreme Rules. I went to in the summertime. I had pretty much around the same seats, even though it wasn't in the same arena because I was in TD Garden for that show, and this show I was at actual Monday Night Raw. Um, and I got in. I didn't right when the Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus the Revival match started. Um, Obviously, I saw the whole match, and obviously, as you would expect, it was a really good tag team match. Maybe because I was there live, it increased my enjoyment of it. But if you don't typically watch main event for obvious reasons, you should definitely give this match a watch. It's a hell of a match, and Bobby Roode went for the glorious DDT, but then Chad Gable tagged himself in and hit a um, rolling German suplex, I believe, on Dawson for the win. But it's a hell of a tag team match, and actually, Scott Dawson did a interview online talking about that match, which was really cool. And then the actual show itself started, and obviously the starting of Raw um, was very noteworthy, obviously, because um, of the news that came out. It opened up with Roman Reigns. Now, I was actually asked how I thought Raw was going to open up, and I predicted Braun Strowman was going to open up the show because of the breakup of the Dogs of War, but so it happened. Um, Braun Strowman, I'm sorry, no, Roman Reigns came out, and he came out in his just normal street clothes, didn't come out in the Shield attire, and he apologized. Everybody was booing Roman Reigns. He apologizes. He hasn't been a fighting Universal Champion. And I first thought it was going to tie into something with Baron Corbin, because Baron Corbin, storyline-wise, hasn't let him defend the Universal title, considering the fact that he's not allowed to defend it until Crown Jewel. But then, it, it starts to get very serious. We're all still booing Roman Reigns. I'm not really booing him because obviously booing him just kind of helps. So I was just kind of sitting there, and he says that he's been living a lie for years. My real name's not Roman Reigns. My real name is Joe. And I thought, and then I was sitting in the arena kind of thinking, okay, this is kind of getting a little bit serious now because he said my name's Joe. And then he says that he's been battling leukemia for the past 11 years. He said that he was diagnosed with it when he was 22 years old, and now he's in his 30s. So it's probably so. Yeah, and once he mentioned that, the fans went quiet. They stopped booing. They realized that this was a legitimate segment, and um, then he says that um, he has to give up the Universal title to go get better, and he says that this isn't of a retirement speech. I'm gonna be back, and I'm gonna kick leukemia's ass, and I'm gonna be back swinging for the fences. And then he pretty much leaves, and everybody chanted, "Leukemia sucks, cancer sucks. Thank you, Roman. Get well, Roman." Everybody chanted Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns became the biggest babyface in professional wrestling. Kind of crazy how that happened, just with that alone. And he goes up the ramp, um, and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins come out, and they do the Shield pose together. And obviously, we know once he went backstage, he was embraced by all of all of the talent and stuff. He was embraced by Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Nia Jax, Paul Heyman, all of the Total Diva casts. It was, he's been embraced on Twitter by everybody, all the wrestlers like Kurt Angle, John Cena, Jeff Hardy, The Miz, and everybody in the wrestling landscape embraced him. The only things I've seen is there's been one troll that thinks this is a work, and then they have that one fan that sold like the Roman Reigns cancer-free T-shirts. But I gotta say, I hope Roman Reigns. I'm not gonna say I hope. Roman Reigns is going to beat leukemia's ass, and he'll be back doing his thing. Um, I've been a component on this channel to, not be the biggest Roman Reigns supporter. Now, I never hated Roman Reigns the person. I just didn't like the way he was being booked. I didn't like the way his character was presented. But nobody deserves to get cancer, and Roman Reigns is gonna beat cancer's ass. And Roman Reigns said in his promo that he gave his best effort whether people were indifferent, cheering him, or booing him. And that's eventually right. Roman Reigns always gave everybody full effort. And Roman Reigns will be back. And when he does come back, he's going to get a tremendous pop. As for when Roman Reigns will come back, obviously that's TBD. He's fought leukemia once, and he's fighting it again. So yeah, that was like definitely not a thing I expected to see. Um, when I went to Monday Night Raw this week, it was definitely an emotional show, and I can't really describe the atmosphere of what it was like actually being in the arena. It was very eerie. Everyone was very upset, and I think everyone was just in shock that it happened. And then it kicked into the next match, so I can't really say that you know that's really a good segment or a bad segment because that's more of a real life segment. But then it kicked off with a match. It was Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley with Lio Rush. Fans were very quiet during this match. Not a lot of people. I think, because this was right after the announcement of the whole Roman Reigns situation. So there's that. And Finn Balor beat him with a roll up. And I was kind of questioning why they did this, but I really wasn't questioning all that much because I was still thinking about the Roman Reigns situation. I think they did it to kind of give people a kind of a feel good moment after that situation. So I thought that made sense. Um, considering the fact that I'm hearing the possibilities that Bobby Lashley might be injured, so maybe so it really doesn't matter. His push is going to be killed anyways. And then we had backstage segment with Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre talking about how Braun Strowman shouldn't have dumped them because he needed them more than they needed him. And Drew McIntyre then said that he's going monster hunting. Then we had the next match. It was Ruby Riott with Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan ringside versus Sasha Banks with Natalya and Bayley ringside. I really don't have a lot to say about this match because we were still kind of feeling the Roman Reigns effects. And Ruby Riott beat Sasha Banks with a Riot Kick. This was to build to the 6-woman tag team match coming up at Evolution tomorrow night. And then this got the fans really excited again when D-Generation X came out. And they talked about, how a lot of people don't think they can hang with the new stars because of the old. But they talked about nostalgic and how they sold out Super Showdown and Halloween's doing really well. Has the biggest box office draw right now. And they said that they're going to destroy the Brothers of Destruction because they got 2 words for them. And then the Undertaker's gong goes off, and I was actually thinking the Brothers of Destruction were going to come out, but they didn't. They did a promo on the thing where they barely dug up their graves and said that they're going to cause the Brothers of Destruction to rest in peace and stuff like that. So, well, no, the DX to rest in peace. Thought it was a hell of a segment. I really enjoyed it. I might have enjoyed it more because I was actually in the arena. So, there's that. And then the next segment was Paul Heyman came out and did a promo, and he did a heartfelt message to Roman Reigns. And then this is when we find out that now at Crown Jewel, it's now going to be Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman for the vacant WWE Universal Championship. He puts over the Universal title, talking about how usually the best in the world has that title. And then Braun Strowman comes out, and he says that when Roman Reigns comes back, he'll give him the first shot at the Universal title, and that he's going to beat Brock Lesnar and become the new Universal Champion. And then Drew McIntyre runs out and lays out Braun Strowman with a Claymore kick. So I kind of like this because this set the seeds for later on in the show. And then backstage, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler did another interview segment together, so that was fine. It was pretty much the same one. And then Elias did his concert, but he got immediately interrupted by Apollo Crews. He beat Apollo Crews. We were all happy to see Elias. And then he was going to do his concert again, but he gets cut off by acting Raw general manager Baron Corbin and tells Elias to leave or he'll fire him. And then he actually does leave, and then Elias comes back out and cracks him right off the back with the guitar. I thought that was awesome. I like Elias, and I'm happy he's finally turned babyface. I think this has obviously become because they've changed the show around because of the whole Roman Reigns situation, but I still thought it was awesome. And then they did little, video, they did little promo segments with, Kurt Angle on this show where he was putting everybody over, talking about how he was going to win the World Cup and talks about all the athletes he's going to have to go through. From what I understand how this is going to work is there's going to be a SmackDown bracket and then a Raw bracket, and the winners of each bracket will face off, so I think that's awesome. And then Nia Jax and Dana Brooke did promos talking about how they're going to win the historic Women's Royal Rumble. No, sorry, the historic Women's Battle Royal at Evolution. And then Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins did their contract signing. I really liked the contract signing. Ronda, said that she wouldn't hurt them, and they talked trash to each other, and I thought it was nice. It was just cool for me to see Ronda Rousey too, because she wasn't at the last show because she was suspended. And then they did the Fatal 4-Way match with Nia Jax, Ember Moon, Dana Brooke, and Tamina Snuka. It's a nothing match. Ember Moon won with the Eclipse on, I think, Dana Brooke or Nia Jax or Tamina. I forget. I think it was Tamina. That was that. And then they did a breast cancer awareness segment with Titus O'Neil. I thought Titus O'Neil did a hell of a job with that. Then they did a backstage brawl with Trish Stratus, Lita, Alicia Fox, and Mickie James, because now it's Alicia Fox wrestling in the tag match because Alexa Bliss has a concussion in real life. Then we had the main event. It was the Raw Tag Team title match. Raw Tag Team champions Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I think we obviously kind of had a feeling that Ambrose and Rollins were going to win because it would just feel like a feel good moment considering the fact of everything that happened with Roman Reigns. So the ref took a bump in this match, and Braun Strowman came out and brawled with Drew McIntyre, leaving Ziggler to himself. And Ambrose and Rollins hit their finishers on Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins become the new Raw Tag Team Champions, which I expected. It was a nice feel-good moment, but then what happened next, I didn't expect. Dean Ambrose lays out Seth Rollins with the dirty deeds, and I don't think a lot of people expected this, because right after this happened, people in my area started leaving the arena. I looked away for a second, and then all of a sudden I saw that Seth Rollins was laid out, so I thought this was awesome. I thought this was the perfect time to turn Dean Ambrose, because this is a night where nobody would have expected him to turn heel. And this was going to be the best way to do it because he was going to get the best reaction. Because any other night he would have gotten cheered, and I thought it was awesome. And obviously he beats the crap out of Ambrose. He exposes the ring mat and exposes the concrete and hits a dirty deeds on the floor on Ambrose. And now on Rollins. And now Dean Ambrose is a heel. And I think that's awesome. He's easily now got to be the top heel in wrestling based off this alone. And I can't wait to now start to see Ambrose versus Rollins. I'm assuming what's going to happen now is since they're the Raw Tag Team Champions, they'll have a title defense. Ambrose won't come out, and Rollins will be about to win, and he won't come out until, you know, Rollins is about to win and cost Rollins the match. Will cost him the IC title. And I would like to see a WrestleMania 35 Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title. So I hope that happens. And that was this week's Raw, my Raw Live experience. And I gotta say, it was a very noteworthy show. It's definitely gonna be one of the most memorable shows I've ever been to. Even though I've been to WrestleMania, that was pretty memorable, but this has to be more memorable because of the Roman Reigns situation, because of all the twists and the turns with, Dean and Elias and seeing DX and the Brothers of Destruction was really cool. Even though the Brothers of Destruction weren't actually there, but getting to see Trish and Lita, getting to see Aaliyah Rush do his thing with Bobby Lashley, so and getting to see the Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus the Revival match, and getting to see Ronda Rousey was cool. So I enjoyed Raw. I'll give Raw an A minus. Really isn't fit. I'm only rating it because I was actually there. If I was watching it at home, I probably wouldn't have rated it. And yeah, it definitely got to be a very memorable Raw. So that's pretty much my review of Raw. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you guys get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers and Owen the Talking to YouTube channels. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.